for this.
We are live. Welcome into the West Coast Draft Podcast. As always, it's Beau Gleason. It's Rob
What's
Jokinden coming
up?
off a brilliant day of college football.
Yeah, we are a little late on this one. A couple days late.
We're a couple days behind on our NFL Week 8 recap and Week 9 preview and picks. So we're gonna knock that out tonight on the
we're literally
pod.
about 20 minutes off of the Huskies beating the Southern California Trojans down
Yes.
in the Coliseum. So I'm still feeling that right now.
Yeah, we're on a high right now. We're on a high
Dylan
right now.
Johnson running for 250 yards.
Yeah,
Was that
dude.
Jimmy Lake calling the offense? Was that John Donovan?
It might have been. Hey, it worked though. It worked. I mean, that's
250 yards.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
Bucky's gonna
definitely
go
play.
nuclear against. Although I think it was probably their game plan was
Hmm.
stack the secondary, uh, force them to run.
Hmm.
I think they'll probably stack the box against the Ducks. Make Bo Nix beat you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they definitely will. They definitely will. Um,
ZTF getting the game-winning play basically after his father passed
yeah,
away.
yeah. Good for him, man. Good for
Can't
him. That
write
was
any
a
better.
no.
He
Yeah,
has
you
a
can't.
great interview on Twitter if you want to find it. It is just heart moving.
Hmm.
Team of Destiny,
100%.
baby.
Team of Destiny. It seems that way. I don't know.
Fight on.
That defense when we have to go up against a more competitive defense on the other side could hurt
Well,
us.
I think it's
But
pretty clear. One takeaway I had is they have 100% been saving a lot of stuff for this week.
oh,
The
100%.
packages, the formations, the play calls. Yeah, we didn't see any of that against Arizona State and Stanford. They
True.
really hid that stuff.
True.
Uh, it was great to see it. Boston got in there, Cuevas.
Hmm.
We're
Yeah.
deep at a lot of the skill positions. So, and then interior
100%.
had a great game. Interior D line
Hmm.
had a really good game against probably the best defensive tackle in the West Coast.
Hmm.
I'm not super high on him personally, but there's not much. What's better out there?
Yeah. Right.
Is there a
Don't
better
want to
defensive
talk to
tackle? Okay,
uh
I know. I'm sorry. I know we got a tight schedule,
no, no, you're good. You're good.
but
I'm trying to think
I
if
just
there's
it's in
one.
my
I can't
mind.
think of any. Yeah, I can't think of
Maybe
any.
someone on
So
Utah. They had some
maybe.
big old boys, but I think
Yeah.
as a complete defensive
Hmm.
tackle,
Yeah.
he has some pass rush skills. You see
Yeah.
why Georgia let him go. He's not a dominant force.
Hmm.
Uh, and one last thing, what was it? It was sweet to beat Jen Cohen. It was really sweet to do that.
Yeah.
Shoot, what was the last? Caleb Williams is amazing. He's so
Oh,
good.
yeah. Yeah. It's one of
Um,
those things. When you look at the stats, and I mean I not the stats from this game per se, but it's like going into this game, he's had a lot of turnovers, and it's like is Caleb Williams as good as that? You watch him play, he's as good as
I mean, he
advertised,
has
man.
turnovers because he's definitely carrying his team. This team's
Yeah.
way worse than last year's USC.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
He has to do everything for him. I feel bad for him. He just let it all. You could tell he played so hard this game with how he was. You see him in the stands post game.
Yeah, he put it all
Uh,
out there tonight.
that was two games of the years that we've gotten to be in. Isn't that? Why are they getting rid of Pac-12 football? This is
Well,
awesome.
the night hey, nice thing is UW Oregon and UW USC will be continuing.
Yeah, but still,
True.
this is
It,
awesome. And
it
then
is great.
you have Michigan State beating Nebraska, and then at Wrigley Field you have Northwestern and
Iowa.
Iowa 7-0 until 5 minutes left in the fourth. Different sport, man.
Different
If
sport.
Larry Scott didn't bungle everything, I bet Michigan and Ohio State and Penn State and Nebraska would be in the pack.
Mm, I don't know if the Big Ten would have melted down. The Big Ten was always fine.
They were better
My
managed. They have just some garbage teams.
yeah, but the reason they're melting down is because of management, not because of the quality of
Imagine
on the field.
a or if we got Texas and Oklahoma back then, then maybe snag up Michigan, those the big four and the Big Ten. Oh baby,
Hmm.
that would actually be the basically break off version of college football at that point.
Yep.
What,
Yep.
the Pac-20,
Pac 20. But
because it was going to be Pac-16.
it was going to be the Pac 16. I do remember the Pac
Add
16.
and then you add then you get to 20 with Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Nebraska, or because yeah, Nebraska probably wouldn't go no, they already left. Nebraska or Notre
Hmm.
Dame. Which do you choose? I'd
I
choose
mean,
Notre
I'd choose
Dame.
Notre Dame, but would they
Yeah, with the
want to
West Coast
leave?
ties.
I feel like
If it
Notre
was
Dame
if
just
it was the
enjoys being
Pac-20,
independent at this
I
point.
think I think if it was the Pac-20, I think they would have had no choice.
Yeah, true, true.
Oh
But
man.
it's a lot of college football.
Enjoy
And we can
it.
talk. We
Cheers.
can talk.
Enjoy the season. Enjoy the last 3 weeks of the Pac-12. An excellent brand of football. What a
Well,
way.
four if you count the championship game.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and then state.
Love Pac-12, man. I hate that we're losing it. All
Sweet.
right, let's
But
get
we have to
in
talk NFL. We have to talk
to the
NFL
NFL.
football. We're gonna go through the recap kind of fast, because the games we're gonna be predicting are tomorrow. Do you have the last week's picks, by the way?
I do right here. We
Awesome.
went 3-2. So I am now +1.
You're +1. Okay. All right. All right. Wait, I got three and you got two?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so +1. All right. So it's still close. It's
Wait, let
still
me let me
close.
count this. Let me count this one more
Because
time.
I think you were +2 going into the weekend.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just making sure the
Yeah.
recaps. Yeah, yeah, because Arizona had a bullshit backdoor cover. I would have gone 3-2 if they could have caught an onside kick. Oh my God. That pissed me off so much. But you really fucked up picking the Bears.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
That was
Oh
bad.
boy. That shoot, I'd be tied right now if I didn't screw
Yeah,
that
yeah, that
up.
was a mistake. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was a pick 'em on Green Bay, Minnesota. Uh for let's do it normal. Let's go through the games.
Yeah, let's just run through. We will run through the recap a little bit faster. We'll probably about spend about the same amount of time on the picks, but the recap will be a little faster
Mm.
this week. Tampa, Buffalo, we covered on last week's pod. Looking ahead to LA, Dallas. Dallas
Oof,
just absolutely
mop the
steamrolling them.
floor with them.
And now
Stafford
Matthew
got hurt.
Stafford's hurt. Yeah, it's not
Staff,
looking good in LA.
I think he's gonna retire. Maybe like they had a fun start, but
Maybe.
it's getting a little ugly.
Yeah, I think they're starting to become the team, which is funny. They got Cooper
They should
Cup
try
back
and get
and
Caleb. They should try and get Caleb, honestly. Or
keep him in LA.
do they want Caleb though? Because
I think the problem is, and this is
McVay,
with like these 3-win teams like Green Bay. Actually, does Green Bay have 2 wins or 3 wins? They might only have two, but LA, I know, Vegas, I know, Washington. It's like people are saying, "Oh, tank for Caleb." You might already have too many wins to get Caleb, honestly, at this point. If we had
well,
three.
but would they want Caleb? I think they would want Drake May. I think they would want who was I comparing to Stafford? There was a court. It might have been May. There was a
Hmm.
quarterback in the draft that I was comparing to Stafford. I'm blanking on it right now, but it screamed perfect fit to me that
Hmm.
I think they'd go. Because, in the McVay offense, I think you want to play in a bit more structure rather than the
Hmm.
loosey goosiness that Caleb can have sometimes. It works. You need to get a
Hmm.
list of some draft eligible quarterbacks up for me.
Yeah,
I
let's
know we
do
said
it.
we're going to go quick.
Let's go to the consensus board here. So
Just
hold
list of all
on.
quarterbacks.
Caleb, May, McCarthy, Shador. He won't come out. Penix, Quinn, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Spencer Rattler, Van Dyke.
Sorry, do
Excuse
that one
me.
more time. Go.
Just from the
Is it
top.
Leonard? It
It
might
might
have.
have been Leonard, but Leonard's probably coming
No,
back
no,
now
it wasn't him.
or
Go back to the
transferring.
top again one more time. I'm sorry. Oh, I forget who it was, but there was someone who just screamed it. Yeah, scroll down a little bit more. That
Hmm.
screamed just great fit for might have been a Rattler. I'm not sure. Um, maybe it was Pratt,
Might have been Pratt.
who
Yeah,
I think Pratt could be a Husky next year
maybe could get
because
going.
there's a lot of talk about a big leak came out that he's going to stay and transfer.
Mm.
We might have an
Be a good
inside
get. It'd
road
be a
with
good get
him.
for the Huskies, or yeah, good get for him. or
We
for
might have
them.
an inside road on him with the new AD.
It's true. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. That's a good point, actually. I didn't. That'd be a good get for the transition to the Big
That would
Ten.
be that he's probably going to be the best quarterback available. Maybe him or Riley Leonard.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Um,
he probably just wants one more year and then get Austin Mack ready. That's perfect.
oh yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, speaking on LA, Dallas continues to beat up on bad teams.
Hmm.
Let's see them. They play Philly tomorrow. That'll be interesting. See how that goes. Um, Dallas melts down when they play good teams and or the Arizona Cardinals. So, Minnesota
Yeah,
going to Green Bay.
that
this was
was
a
a
pick
pick
on.
'em.
This was a game we differed on, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
Um,
picked Green Bay and I picked Minnesota, probably, right?
yeah, yeah. Because I was shoot, what I forget. I had some dumb metric or some dumb
Yeah,
vibe that I was just feeling because the vibes have been keeping me ahead this week.
for
Uh,
sure.
but yeah, no, Minnesota's the better team. They lost Kirk
Mhm.
now to
But they lost Kirk. So
Achilles.
Kirk again, Kirk. Vikings would be a perfect tanking team if they didn't already have 4 wins. That's tough. That's
Imagine
tough.
Jefferson add you could
Oh
reunite Caleb and
gosh.
Addison. Jeez.
That on its own would be fun. And then you add Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in football. Although actually it was funny in one of the Sunday night football interviews because the Bengals play on Sunday night football tomorrow night. They're talking to Jamar Chase and they were like, how much would you like it if someday you, Joe, and Jefferson all play on the same team in the pros? And he's like, yeah, I'd make it happen. I'd take a pay cut if that meant that would happen. And I'm like, oh, baby,
Oh
you get me
man.
kind of excited.
Is Thaddeus Moss still in the league? Get Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
um, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a free agent
He'd
next
be a
year.
he'd be a
Thaddeus Moss was
good
on our
buy
practice
low.
squad for like
He'd be a
3 weeks.
good if
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire might be out of contract after this year. He definitely didn't get his fifth picked up.
No,
That
no,
would be a
he's a free agent next year.
that would be a fun ad. He'd totally do it too. I
Oh,
bet.
he
That
would
team's
for
tight.
sure. Yeah. So there you go. But maybe a little. I haven't sent it to my brother-in-law who's a Vikings fan yet. Maybe I should. That'd be kind of fun.
It's his
But
destiny
yeah,
as a just
it's
like
an LSU
Randy
Tiger. Yeah, it's true.
or as a Vikings receiver and Stephon Diggs. It's his
True.
destiny.
It's destiny. He has
I
to
think
go.
Chris Carter stayed the whole time. I'm not sure.
I think he might have played. Let me do a quick. I know we said
Google
we are gonna
me.
go fast.
Google me, Chris Carter. Why
Chris
doesn't he cover
Carter.
NFL anymore? Did he do something stupid? I bet.
No, he also played. Let's see. He was actually the first team he was on was the Eagles. Then he went to the Vikings for 12 years and then was with the Dolphins for one.
Yeah, so he
So
spent his prime
obviously
with.
very much known as a Viking, but he wasn't only a Viking. Um,
Why doesn't he cover NFL anymore? Did he do something stupid? It wouldn't
Actually
surprise
don't
me.
know. I don't know. I know he had
I
some off
remember,
the field stuff during his career.
yeah, I remember him and Doug Baldwin hate each
Yeah.
other. He
Yeah.
told Chris Carter to Google my Super Bowl ring
Oh gosh. Um, that's
because
tough. That's tough.
Chris Carter called him and Curse pedestrians before Super Bowl
Ooh,
48.
yikes.
I
Didn't end
think
well
he caught a
for him.
touchdown. He's like, "Call me pedestrian," and then like he tweeted a couple days after, "Tell Chris Carter to Google my Super Bowl ring," because I think he had to like, I have to Google the name of their receivers,
That's tough.
and the
That's
receivers
tough.
had a really good game against the
They
Broncos
did.
too.
Percy Harvin had the game of his career in that
Ricardo
game.
Lockett had a touchdown. Percy
Yeah.
Harvin went off. Um, Doug Baldwin and Jermaine Kearse had touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's let's see. We'll skip Minnesota, Green Bay. Both these teams are cooked for different reasons.
Hmm.
Atlanta, Tennessee. Take your victory lap on Will Levis. I'll let you do it right now.
Yeah,
I'll give
he
you one
looks.
minute.
Oh
Set a
man,
timer
four
for 60
touchdowns.
seconds.
Actually using
1 minute
DeAndre
counting down.
Hopkins. Um, big body, big arm, confidence. That's one of the most important traits of a quarterback. Um, moving the pocket, young. His knees aren't destroyed like Ryan Tannehill. Uh, actually using their weapons well. great compliment to Derrick Henry, and he's a power runner as well. He's a Jake Locker with a better arm, swagger, cheap. They
30
struck
seconds.
gold. They struck gold with him. He had, he did take the L on Thursday, but he
And he did,
played.
and okay, I know you're still in victory lap mode here. He played well, but his pocket awareness problems that sometimes showed up in Kentucky were definitely there in Pittsburgh
It
too.
wasn't his fault at Kentucky though. That
Yeah,
Kentucky
that's
O
true.
line was awful. But like, who would have thunk it that Will Levis can succeed in a Shanahan McVay style offense? Who would have thought that? There's no way we saw that in 2021, right?
True. That is true. That's 1 minute though.
He's the perfect quarterback for that offense.
That is true. No, I agree. Actually, he played very well. And then again, I mean, he didn't play poorly against Pittsburgh by any
It's
means. He
so
had
hard
some
to go
great
there.
throws, but unless your name's Joe Burrow, um,
That's
which
his first NFL away game as a starter.
yeah,
Going
that's
into
true. That's tough.
going into
That's tough.
Pittsburgh in November is a tough assignment against TJ Watt. Cam Hayward was back.
Yeah, and they're all every third snap, their offensive
Yeah.
lineman was getting hurt
I mean, he
too.
was used to it. He played at
Yeah,
Kentucky last year.
true,
Same thing
true.
happened
But
there.
yeah,
Um,
not much to talk about on the
AFC
Atlanta
South
side.
for the next like
These guys
5
suck.
years. AFC South for the next 5 years is just going to be
They've
really
all got
good.
their young. They've
They
all
got
got their young
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks. Yeah.
That's a quarterback conference now. The last
Yep.
15 years, it's been a sucking conference.
Yep. And now
I'll
it's.
give
I
it
mean,
10. I'll give you
shoot.
10.
You could probably name AFC teams that don't have their quarterback of the future: New England, New
Oakland.
York Jets, Vegas. Is it? Are those the only three? This might be the only three.
No, the
Oh,
South.
Cleveland too.
I think they have it for plenty of their future, unfortunately for
They
them.
got it plenty. They got plenty of the money in the future. I'll take
AFC is
Cleveland
just,
off.
you know, probably like
Yeah,
a
I think.
10-year thing,
Oh,
right?
maybe Denver. Maybe Denver too. That might be the fourth.
They're in the same situation as Cleveland. I will say
Mhm.
3 because I'll do a half for Cleveland and a half for Denver.
So 4 total because I'm not
No, no,
counting
no,
New
no, no,
England.
no, no.
Come on, New
You're not
England.
counting New. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't count. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
that
I'm
would
saying
be
New England, New York, Vegas, and then half and half for Cleveland and Denver. So 4 total.
New York. What?
Jets.
No, no, no. New
Because
York. Wait. Okay. Let's do this math again.
so these are teams that do not have their
Yeah,
quarterback in
yeah,
the
yeah.
future.
New
The
York,
Jets,
the Patriots,
Patriots, the Raiders.
the Raiders. Oh
That's
yeah, it'll be
3.
4. It'll be 4. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then Denver and
Yeah. I
Cleveland
don't
are
know what
kind
I'm
of a
doing there.
half points there.
Yeah.
No, but you could also make the argument Pittsburgh might be a half point, but they keep winning, so we'll give them credit for
They're the
that.
Iowa of the NFL. Same
They
colors
are
too.
same colors exactly. So, yeah. Speaking of teams with their quarterback in tow, although one that didn't play in this game and won't be playing for the rest of the year, Colts
What the
Saints.
hell happened here?
Why? Okay, the Colts defense is terrible. In back-to-back weeks, they gave up 39 to Cleveland and 38 to New Orleans. Colts defense, what's going on there? They're putting up points. The offense is still flowing really well with Gardner, but man, their defense has been horrible past couple weeks against some very, very bad offenses.
Yeah.
So,
What is going on there? It's probably a depth thing, right? They play hard
right.
and then they get banged up and they, being one of the worst teams out there, they just don't have the
Yeah.
people to, they
What's
don't
the
have the
Colts?
guys to
Three
fill
and
in there.
five. Yeah, Colts record's starting to turn into a little bit. You are who we thought you were. A little bit
Yeah.
there. Yeah, 3 back-to-back losses, all of which where they allowed 37 or more points. It's not great. It's not great. Long way
Well,
removed
at
from
least he
that.
didn't pick the DC from the Eagles because that would look worse.
That's true. That is true. I think Steichen's going to be a good coach there, and their
I
offense
agree.
is again still humming. It's just the defense. New England, Miami buzzsaw. New England wet paper. Unless they play Buffalo, apparently. Yeah, I don't know if there's much to talk about this one. To be honest, this might be one of the fast ones. The Battle of New York, maybe the ugliest football
That
game
was
you
an
will
Iowa
ever
football
watch.
game.
That was an Iowa scrimmage, my friend. That was 2 Iowas going up against each other.
13-10 overtime is an Iowa score.
13-10 overtime. New York the Giants, I should say, finishes with -9 passing yards. If
15 punts in
if
the
they had not thrown the ball once, they would have ended with more passing yards than they did. How does that happen? Um,
15 punts in the first half combined. Oof, man. NFL
that
is going to make
was
rules even kinder to offenses now.
gosh, that was abysmal. Both these teams, Zach Wilson, Tommy DeVito, you guys are an embarrassment to the sport of football.
I can't believe a guy with the last name DeVito is starting in the NFL.
I love that he's a New York quarterback too. It makes it even
Oh
better.
yeah.
Um, Actually, it
I
would have
didn't
been
see
funnier if
enough
he was a
Danny
Philadelphia
DeVito names
quarterback.
though. Didn't see
It
enough
would have been
Danny
even
DeVito
funnier if
names.
he was Philly quarterback. Now I think about it,
Yep, yep. Anyways, I
but
started blasting. Yeah. And throwing the football everywhere, you know?
Tommy DeVito on his way to -9 passing yards, and then I just started blasting.
Man,
Um,
poor New York Jets fans though too. You know, they
they
had
won.
such high
They won this game.
aspirations.
They're
I know.
4-3.
They had
They're in
such
the
high
playoff hunt.
aspirations for this year that they'd be so much better with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, dude,
So
they'd
much
actually
better.
they'd be a really freaking good football team with Aaron Rodgers, actually.
They
But they
could
are
probably
playing.
be they'd probably be undefeated with
They
Aaron
could
Rodgers.
easily be 6-3 here in a couple weeks because they've got a home game against the cursed team, and they got away against a garbage Raiders team. They could be 6-3 going into this away game against the Bills.
You think Aaron comes back next year?
I think if the Jets like make a good push for the playoffs and it looks like, oh man, if he comes back, he's healthy, they could make a real run at a Super Bowl. Oh yeah, I think he comes
Who else
back.
did they lose to though? They lost to the Patriots. They lost to the
They lost
Chiefs.
to the Patriots, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. Honestly, other than the Patriots one, there's no shame in those two losses
Mm-mm,
right there.
mm-mm.
So,
And they played the
and
Chiefs real
they played the
close.
Chiefs really 12. Yeah, the only blowout loss they've had was at the Cowboys. So, and that was Zach Wilson's first game where they knew he'd be the starter. So,
And that's when they had Trey Diggs, I think.
yeah, and they sold Trey Diggs at that point. Yep, exactly. Yeah, that was the last game he
You see the
played.
news though that they made a push for Devontae?
I did. I did. I mean, it was literally right here, actually.
Would have been great. It would have been so funny if Aaron Rodgers would have been in. Um,
I bet if Rodgers was playing, they would have found a way to get that deal done.
oh yeah. Well, do they kind of not like each other though anymore?
No, they like each other. They're still tight. They're still tight.
Okay,
I've heard.
because I know like he went to Oakland for Carr,
Mhm.
and that's
No,
just
that's
gone
true. But
so weird.
it wasn't an anti-Rodgers thing. It was just like Carr was his quarterback in college, so I think it was a
Hmm.
reunite with him thing. But him and Rodgers are still tight. I believe. That's what I've heard.
Okay,
Um,
but it would have been so funny if he's in in New York. Hackett's his OC, and his weapons are Lazard, Cobb, and
Adams.
Adams.
It's just 2021 Packers get the
Just
gang back
rehashing
together.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but with a better defense, actually.
A really good defense.
A
Yeah.
really good defense. That would have been fun, actually. That would have been fun. Didn't make it happen, but and obviously Rodgers is hurt. Would have made the 2023 or 2024 season. I mean, really interesting though. If
Hmm.
Rodgers is able to come back, maybe they do make that trade in the offseason.
I could see it
If
happening. And you could probably get him for cheap.
yeah, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, garbage offensive. They even with winning the other night, they are horrible on offense. Just absolutely
Hmm.
abysmal. Jacksonville keeps winning. They keep stacking
The
W's.
terrible towel troll at the
Terrible
end was
towel.
funny. That was really
Yeah,
funny.
I love
People
their
were like,
defense that relies on hope. And all the jokes that came out of that after the game.
hmm. Well, and then
Uh,
all the outraged Steelers fans, oh, it's for charity for disabled kids. Like, yeah, it's a pretty good Owen. I'm sorry.
it's a good one. It's a great
You're
one, actually.
disrespecting it. It's like you're just they're what they're disrespecting is a big part of your team identity.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you care. You don't care that's disrespecting charity.
Oh yeah, you
No,
guys don't give a
no, no
fuck.
one cares. No one cares when an away team hops into the Salvation Army bucket in Dallas in
Well,
uh
that's
in
just
in
funny.
December. Exactly. No one cares when they do that, but if someone disrespects the
Well, who's the
star, it's a
guy who
problem.
scraped his shoes on the terrible towel?
Oh, it was Hushmanzada.
Yeah,
Oh, that is not popular. That was not popular. That was back when the Steelers were hella dirty too. They still kind of are, but they're not as dirty as they once
Yeah,
were.
oh yeah, they're always going to be dirty.
Yeah, that's just kind of that's part of their organizational philosophy. But
Hmm.
no, I like to compare it as like, oh, you're mad about the charity part of it. Like, no one in Dallas gets upset if a away team hops in the Salvation
Isn't
Army
it a
bucket, and they
penalty
do get
anyways too?
upset. Yeah, and it's yeah, but they do get upset if you disrespect the star. So don't come at me with the oh
Hmm.
yeah, it's because it's charity. Nah.
Uh, the doing the star one's always a good troll too.
The
That's
star
an
is always
awesome one.
great. The star is always great. I love it when it happens. Um,
What's another good one?
trying to think. What are some like other that would be like it'd be like
I
if
think
a
more college.
it happens more in college. I guess like the 12 flag for the Seahawks, but that's not like
I've
on the
never seen
field.
anyone grab that though.
Yeah, that would be hard because someone would have to be like in the front row, like
There's a
waving
lot of
it.
those. There's a
No,
lot
there
of those.
are, but it would require like an away player to run up to that, snatch it, and then what, like
That'd just be a dick move. Yeah,
swinging
just stomp
around?
it,
I don't
throw
know.
it on the ground, and
Stomp it?
stomp on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I I don't think the best thing I remember, my favorite thing ever, and I've said this many times, was Richard Sherman running around Levi Stadium with the silver platter and turkey, running around the fans right on the sideline on the Thanksgiving win.
Mm.
That's always my favorite. There's really not much I don't think we've really been able to do that against division opponents. I can't. Oh, cheeseheads, taking cheeseheads.
Oh,
That's a big
cheeseheads,
one.
yeah.
Sauce did that last year. That's right.
You did. You did. I'm trying to think. Honestly, Burrowhead's kind of like that a little bit. Just that even that word is kind of like that because Chiefs
Hmm.
fans do not like
They.
when you disrespect Arrowhead.
Hmm.
It's just a word, man. It's not even it's a word, dude.
I
And
knew they
Burrow
were
didn't
gonna
even
lose with
say
all
it.
that Burrowhead talk, though.
The
Oh,
annoying
they
thing is
shouldn't have
Burrow didn't
talked
even
too much.
say it. It was a hot mic by Mike Hilton. It wasn't
Yeah.
like anything they said in an interview. It wasn't anything. It was a hot mic by Mike Hilton. And then the mayor chimed in. When the mayor chimed in, I was like, okay, this is getting outrageous. Come
Hmm.
on, guys. If we're trash talking after the win, okay. Don't trash talk before the AFC Championship. Don't give them so. But yeah. They still almost pulled it out. Thanks, refs. Um,
Oh no, that
I'm
was
talking no, not on like the Osai hit. The Osai hit was
okay.
legit. I'm talking about like the drive before that when they gave
Okay,
them an extra third down.
that was bullshit. Yeah, I'll give you that
Yeah.
one.
So, but moving on, Philly and Washington. God, man, I need to just trust my gut on these Washington Philly games.
I told you you're gonna get burned again too.
I should have twice now that I've been like, oh, that is a big spread,
Next year, you got next
but
year.
I got next year because there's no more Washington Philly games to embarrass
I
myself on.
know.
But yeah, Philly again comes out. They actually almost they did end up winning by 7, so they almost did end up
Yeah.
not covering, but oh man, this close, man. This close.
Yes.
I'll suffer. Man,
I told you to take it too.
if I just made the call, I would have we'd be tied right now. But that's
Mm.
all right.
There's plenty of
Houston,
season left.
yep. The battle of the top 3 picks in the draft, Houston and Carolina. Carolina gets their
Oh
first
man, they
win.
got it. 15 to
CJ
13.
Stroud probably
Yuck.
might have been. I'm actually curious. What was Stroud's? Oh no, hold on. I need to see. I didn't even look at his
Okay,
numbers in this
what the
game.
fuck is the squabble? Because I just saw that. How the squabble became the NFL's favorite dance. I have never even heard of that.
Me
I'm
neither.
too white. I'm too white.
Yeah, Stroud had probably the worst game of his young career. 16 for 24 for only 140 yards. Still didn't throw a pick. He's done a great job avoiding turnovers, but yeah, only 140 yards on 24 attempts. Was that per like a little over 5 yards in attempts, I think. Yeah, a little over 5 yards in attempts. So
Hmm. I didn't
not
watch this game, so I don't have much to
I did
talk
not.
about.
I didn't watch it until the very end. Yeah, 5.83. Basically, worst game of Stroud's young career, which no
Hmm.
shame in that on the road.
He's growing.
Um, he's growing.
I
Texans are
think,
still not
let's be
quite all the
honest.
way there.
Texans could probably say this season was a success.
Oh yeah, obvious. I'd say already because you
Yeah,
found out what you
yeah.
need to know. D'Amico Ryan, you got your coach, you got your quarterback. The defense looks good. I mean, they still only held you told
Go
Carolina
spend,
15 points. You should be winning.
go spend while you
Um,
can. That's what you got to do. Make it
yep.
maybe. I don't think they have much draft capital though, because they did trade.
They'd still have Cleveland's first round pick though.
Oh, that's right.
Would be
If
funny
you
if
can find it,
Cleveland's first
if you can
if
find
they
a
can
fun deal, if you can find a fun deal out there,
it'd be
especially
fun
if it's in the
if
20s,
if Houston's pick
get him
ends
a
up
weapon.
being higher than or no, if Cleveland's pick ends up
I
being
think it's
higher than
worst.
Houston's.
Worst goes to is it that kind of one or no?
No, no, it's literally just
Okay.
their original pick. They were pick that originally belonged to them goes to Arizona,
Probably a
but
bit of a
they get
gamble
whatever
by
goes to
Arizona,
Cleveland.
huh?
A little bit. I mean, Arizona was banking on
What
Houston
you got to
being
do, what you got
worse.
to do, there's definitely a language that you can do that's worst of the picks. You can definitely do
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. But yeah, Houston was banking on or I mean Arizona was banking on Houston being worse. I mean,
Hmm.
Houston's 3-4, Cleveland's 4-3. So it's gonna be tight. Speaking of Cleveland, they went to Seattle. Talk about it.
And I told you what was the one? Do you remember what I said about this game?
No,
Said
I
the
don't
jerseys
actually.
were worth 4 points.
The
And
jerseys.
I
Oh,
was
that's right.
right.
You did tell me
The
that.
jerseys were worth 4 points. We did not deserve to win that game. Geno Smith
Gino
played
looks
quite
bad,
poorly.
man. Gino looks really
He
bad.
doesn't look good. We need to run more. We need to run the ball
Hmm.
more because Charbonnet looks great. He's not getting it enough. He's such a good compliment to Walker.
Hmm.
He's so good. Um, JSN, game winning touchdown. Love to see it. For the first time ever, Jamal Adams was useful. He was like, oh God, he pisses me off so much on Twitter with how much he just talks himself. I learned that one from Messi. It's like, oh my God.
Did he learn the dropped pick he had in Pittsburgh a couple years
Yeah,
ago
that's
from
what. Well,
Messi too?
that's I don't know. But I remember like, well, do you remember what I said during that after that game? It's like that was the game that he had the intro that was, I'm the best in the
Best in the
nation,
nation. Yeah.
and he has the chance for a game-winning pick. I'm the best in the nation. Bonk. And you can see Bobby Wagner visibly pissed as hell at him. I can't believe that game was 2 years ago. Damn.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Jeez.
I can't believe that was the year that the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. It feels like totally different years, but it's okay. This year you're going too. Just kidding. Maybe. Who knows? They're playing well now.
At least something good came of a ball hitting your head this time. Jeez.
Exactly. That was my thing. I literally told my dad after it happened. He's a big Seahawks fan. I told him it's a little bit of a redemption moment, you know? Maybe Jamal Adams' career
Oh, he
gets back on
pisses me off
track.
so
And
much.
the only bad part of it was bookended by two his helmet hitting the ball. Who knows, right?
It's like a horse kicking someone and like they start speaking a different language and it
And you
kicks you
kick them and
again
they go back.
and you go right back.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
But
So
the defense is legit. Defense is legit.
yeah, they
That's a
played
good
great.
defense.
Yeah, I would
The
not
D
have
line's
expected
good.
that, but
Jaron
and
Reed,
they
Boye
added Leonard
Mafe.
Williams at the deadline too.
You know, it was expensive. A second hurts. I think part of it people don't, talk about as much as it was part of the salary stuff.
Mhm.
New York's basically paying for all of them. So that's why it was a two and not a three, I
Mhm.
think. A 2025 5. Oh, if that tilts the trade, you can have that. And then the other part is we do have Denver's third as well. So
Mhm.
that makes things a bit easier. I'm excited to see him. Uh I think, we were really thin at defensive tackle. I think he's the best defensive lineman on the team now. Is
What
that
number is he wearing?
I hope 99 because that's open. I don't know yet though.
Probably, man. Let's check a quick Wikipedia search. He is wearing 99. Okay. Okay, good. If he was
99 for
wearing,
this. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so those trade mid-season trades are made and broken by the number you end up getting because a lot
Oh
of times
gosh,
you get a
Carlos
crappy
Dunlop
number.
wearing
Carlos Dunlap
43.
43. Not a good look.
You know
Not
what
a good
number he
look.
wore the next year though?
He was 8 the next year. So
Hey, that's an interesting two numbers.
yeah, it's different.
Well, do you know
But
what's interesting about those two numbers?
no idea.
It was
43 and
it was a
8.
score of a game.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
super.
I don't think
That's
that
kind
was
of weird that
intentional. It
there's
was
no way
not
that was
intentional.
intentional because he was in Cincinnati for that game. So
I think he
it's
had
kind of
something
funny though.
about the number 8 though for him. He did
Yeah.
43 because it was half of
He did
96 or
8 in
something.
Kansas City too, so it
Yeah.
makes sense.
He was a great Seahawk though. Yeah, he did a good job for us. But we couldn't keep him. Um, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There's some awful numbers, but is he
Mm,
the best defensive lineman on the Seahawks? I think yes.
probably. Probably, yeah. I mean, his
It's a
competition's
very
like
deep.
Draymond Jones and Jaron Reed. I mean, don't get me wrong. Draymond Jones, Jaron Reed, and
They're
Leonard Williams
good.
on the same D line's a fun D line.
It is. It is. We've never had a D line like that. We've never had a interior defensive lineman like Leonard Williams in the
Mm-hmm.
Pete Carroll era. Because even the Super Bowl run, they were spacey. They were very good, but they couldn't push the pocket. That's why Michael Bennett slid in, and that's why you had Quentin McDaniel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's a three, four down defensive lineman, and he can play edge too. He's real special.
Mm-hmm.
Um, really excited to see him. I will say this though, the number 99 in the current Seahawks jerseys are awful. They're really bad. Nines are weird in it. Every number
Mm-hmm.
99s looked weird.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Al Woods was it for a long time. Never liked the Seahawks 99,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, their letters are a little too rounded off. It almost looks like G's.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Seahawks nine. I like every other number they do, but the nines they don't look good next to each other. That's the thing. They
Yeah.
look fine normally, but next to
Mm-hmm.
each other are just weird.
Want to know a team that looks great with number 9 though? It's the Cincinnati Bengals. But we'll talk about that in
Oh,
2 games. Dude didn't get rolling though. But good Seahawks chat. They big win. First place in the AFC or sorry, NFC
I
West now.
know. That's so fucking weird. Thanks for
You're
the help.
welcome.
I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. I appreciate it,
Hey,
my
no,
friend.
thanks for your help too. Thanks for beating an AFC
Oh,
team.
yes,
Hey, you
yes,
can you
yes,
can
yes.
you can return the favor even more a little bit if you beat the Ravens tomorrow too. How about that?
Yes, good,
Uh
good, good, some good mutual beneficial right there.
Yeah, there you go. Wait, we swept the NFC West, which means we helped you 3 times and hurt you only
Cheers.
one time.
Yeah.
So, um, KC getting obliterated by the Denver
The
Broncos.
streak
The
is
streak is
over.
over. The streak is over.
Was it was
What
it
did it die at? Like 17 games or
Yeah, I think it
something?
was 17 in a row.
Gosh,
Oh
that's
man.
brutal. 2 times a year you couldn't beat them once in 17 games. But hey,
No,
credit where credit's due.
yeah,
You could say,
defense
oh
played
yeah,
out.
Mahomes had the flu. No, they came out flat. They've looked flat for a few weeks now, honestly.
They've not
Denver,
looked great all year.
they haven't. They haven't.
Have they looked how we I
And
think they're
other than the Chicago
finally
game,
they're
literally only the
finally
Chicago.
feeling the effects of Tyreek.
Yep. I think only the Chicago game was like a confident win.
I think they'd probably do over the Tyreek trade if they could.
Probably, especially seeing how well Tyreek's developed
Well,
in
they probably thought he
Miami.
was, on the tail end of his
Mhm.
although they won a Super Bowl, so like maybe not.
Yeah, they still won it. Yeah, I guess. I mean,
But
what did the trade end up being like? Karl Loftus for Tyreek Hill,
yeah, you probably do that over.
probably.
But hey,
I don't
you'd
think
do
it's
that
hurt
trade at the
him.
time.
It definitely didn't hurt him last year. That's for
No,
freaking
but
sure.
it's
Is
probably
it
because
hurting him now?
Kelsey's not 100%, hasn't been 100%
Yeah,
all year, and he's
yeah.
distracted as hell too. Jeez, World
Mhm.
Series games and Taylor Swift. Um,
It's creating a hole at the top of the AFC that a certain team that started
ah,
a little slow
hitting their
might be slowly
stride.
crawling back into. But
Yeah.
again, and
Shout
I'm
out to
not talking about the
Brandon.
Baltimore Ravens,
Shout out to
but
Brandon Perna though.
Brandon Perna, I love that
The
dude, man.
best game,
The
the
best
best game
game
ever. That
ever.
was probably
Yeah.
it's time to retire after that.
After that, I shed a little tear actually when I saw that he titled it the best game ever. I was like, good for you, man. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, they've never beaten Mahomes, right? Until then.
No, yeah, this is the first time they ever beaten Mahomes.
Wow. I
And
remember.
including Mahomes' first ever start in week 17 of 2017.
Oh, that's when he was a
Um
rookie.
I was a rookie where he was just getting basically the rest your starters start.
Hmm.
And he
Mop up
even beat him
duty.
then. He got him, he even beat him in mop up duty, which is kind of sad. Um there you go.
Yeah,
Before we knew
because
what
the
Mahomes would become. Wasn't that a good time? I miss
hmm
those
Oh, I knew
days.
what he was becoming. You know why? Because we were
Was
the
that
first ones ever to play him.
true? True. Yeah.
It was, and you know what happened in that game?
What's that?
Trevon Boykin out-dueled Patrick Mahomes.
A little TCU Texas Tech rivalry. There
Yeah.
you go.
Trevon Boykin and one of my favorite guys to bring up. He was a White Sox receiver. You might remember this. I want to see if you remember who it is.
On Boykin and shoot. What does first name
There's no way
start
you'll
with?
get it. A T.
T. Nah, no way.
Tanner McAvoy
Tanner Mac. Yeah,
had a
never mind. I would
huge
have gotten
Hail
that.
Mary catch. He was the white receiver. He was the pre-Jake Bobo. Look him up. Look him up.
Tanner McAvoy. All right, there you go. Ring the bell while we're at it, by the way.
Tanner McAvoy. T-A-N. Yeah, you had it right.
I was just going to
You
Tanner
see, we've looked
McAvoy.
him up. I
We've looked him up before too. Oh
He
man,
was
that's how unmemorable he is.
he played at Wisconsin. He played good on images. He played quarterback, safety, and receiver.
He was even 19. That's true. We've looked at this.
He was pre Jake Bobo, literally. He had a
Was
huge
this the game right
no,
here?
it was at KC.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he did a lot of trick plays too.
There you go.
He was like 6'7", and
Sheesh.
he was really fun for like 2 years. And then he I think he got the yips because he could never catch a football. Um, but he was really fun. He was part of the Techno Thursday stuff. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's the game right there.
That's the game. Yeah.
His practice jersey said Macklemore. But he had a huge Hail Mary, and then we did a little read option 2-point conversion, stole a preseason win at KC. It was very goofy. But it was the duel of Trevon Boykin and Pat Mahomes the whole game. And that game I was like, oh my gosh, Mahomes is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I had my eyes on Mahomes during the draft, though,
Mm-hmm.
because of the chatter that Schneider really liked him. Because that was the year after, it might have been the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Was Mahomes 16 or 17 or 18?
He was 17.
Okay, 18 was Allen, right?
18 was
Yeah.
Allen, correct? Yeah.
That was the year that the Seahawks were talking about trading with the Browns, Russell for number one, and they would have taken Allen. The year before, there was a lot of talk, and I think it turns out that every GM absolutely loved it. It must have been like the worst kept secret that every GM loved Mahomes. But there was a lot of talk of Seahawks taking Mahomes in the 20s because Schneider really liked him. And then he was gone at 12.
Yeah. 10, actually, 10.
Was Watson 12?
Watson was 12, yeah.
Yeah. That was an awesome
Also,
draft. That was a fun
great.
draft night.
It was. Breaking, by the way, out of Pullman. Stanford 10, Wazoo 7.
Oh, yes. Is that game?
That's game.
It happened again.
Troy
Oh,
Taylor. Let's
you know what's going to
go.
happen?
What's
USC is
that?
going to beat Oregon.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be
Because
fun.
remember, UW struggles against ASU. ASU beats Wazoo. UW struggles against Stanford. Oh, who's Wazoo playing next week?
Who is Wazoo playing next week? Hold on. I think
They
they
might be
might
on
play
bye.
Colorado, actually. They might play Colorado. Hold on.
Dickert's totally like 1 foot out the door, huh?
Washington State football
However,
schedule. No, they play
unfortunately,
Cal next week. They
the
play Cal
most
next week.
dangerous Coug is one with nothing to play for.
True. Which is
The
what we will
least,
have
but
in
that's the reverse
rivalry.
of the phrase I used a lot, is the least dangerous Coug is one with something to play for.
Yeah.
I was at a
Um,
family engagement tonight, and there was a Coug fan. It's like, I don't want to play the fucking Apple Cup anymore. I was like, I was being all nice. It's like okay, I want to keep playing it though.
yeah. We gotta keep going here though. A little bit of a
Oh
bird
geez,
battle here. Baltimore going to Arizona, wiping the floor with
17
them.
and 1 against NFC.
Yeah.
Absurd. It's like their preseason streak, man.
Mm-hmm.
How has this happened? They must have a Connor Stallions. Harbaugh.
Yeah.
There we go. That's why. That's why.
Didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Actually, hold on. Do a little quick
Is and
math here.
is it their DC or OC?
Mike McDaniel, yeah, defense coordinator. Mike McDaniel was on the Michigan staff.
Yeah. There
So
we
there
go.
you go.
But
Um,
realistically, it's so hard to prepare for Lamar. Is
yeah.
basically what I've heard.
Also, the Cardinals are bad. They're a bad football team that is going to be
Backdoor
starting
cover
Clayton
though,
Tune tomorrow with the
brutal.
backdoor cover. Josh Dobbs, Vikings quarterback Josh Dobbs. So, um,
Yeah, poor guy.
poor guy, man. I was enjoying his TikToks from Arizona too. I haven't checked him since he got traded. I wonder if he posted. Actually, yeah. Hold on. Let me do a quick search, see if Josh Dobbs is posted. Um, since getting traded. Josh Dobbs. Um, nope, his last post was on 10/13. He posted a lot when he was with the Cardinals. He's not posted since
I think he
10/13.
liked it. I feel bad for him, man.
Yeah, I
We were
think he
talking about
liked
this on
Arizona.
text, but Josh Jobs is the new Fitz Magic.
Yeah. Yeah, he's speed running the Fitzmagic career arc because he's been on
He's
like
hung
seven
around.
teams.
He's hung around a lot longer than I thought he would.
No,
But
yes.
people forget that Fitzmagic got some real chances too.
No, he did. No, he was brought
Younger.
into Miami to be the starter. He was brought into Buffalo to be this. I mean, Miami was to tank, but Buffalo, he was a starter. Houston,
Hmm.
Tennessee, pretty much 20. It's Ryan, or no, actually 2015. No, he stepped in for Gino after his jaw punched out. So not
IK
2015.
Menkapali. I remember that news
Yeah.
day for some reason.
So Buffalo, Tennessee, and Houston. He was brought in to be the starter. New York, he started after one game and actually got a contract extension there because of how well he played in the
Because they
first
played
year.
good. The old
Yeah.
Nick Mangold.
Yep. End up
Is this live?
it's just like, yeah, I didn't even remember that. Tampa, he ends up starting a lot of games because of like Jameis suspensions and injuries and
That was the 3 and
turnover.
0 Deshaun
Yep.
Jackson year. That was the Vance
Yep.
McDonald year.
Yep. And
A
then
stiff arm that ended their season.
he was brought into Miami to be like the tank starter and
I
ended up actually
forget that
playing
he
really
was there.
well.
I
Yeah.
forgot that he was there that
Oh,
year.
and he was brought into Washington to be the starter too, and he broke his hip in like game one, and that was it for him.
Hmm. At
Yeah,
Coors Field. Was that at FedEx?
it was at FedEx. Yeah,
Ah, that was your
yeah,
mistake, Ryan.
yeah.
All right.
Um.
Let's
Anyways,
get to your
Cincinnati
game.
going to San
Let's get to
Francisco.
your
Here we
game.
go. I'll talk about this. I'll actually talk about the San Francisco side of things here first. I know a lot of people like to clown Brock Purdy for the interceptions. And to be fair, they were both really, really bad interceptions. He actually had a third that got called back for an absolutely horrible roughing the passer call that shouldn't have been called. Um, but it didn't matter because the next play he fumbled. Ball don't lie. Um, Brock Purdy did not play bad in this game. He had a couple missed throws, obviously had the interceptions, but he also had some very, very good throws that made me think like, okay, this isn't your standard like Shanahan quarterback. Like he can deal a little bit. Um, their offense, I mean, their weapons, Kittle, Ayuk, those guys are still
Hmm.
playmakers. They're going to be fun. They're going to be right back. I think once Trent Williams and Debo Samuel are back. Defense has some question marks though. That defense is for the most part healthy, and their corners
It's
can't
honestly from
cover
what I've been
anything.
seeing is it's been on a lot of the talk has been about some bad scheming from what's his name?
Wilkes,
Wilkes. I've been seeing a
yeah,
lot of Wilkes complaining. And like
their
I kind of
corners are
agree.
not
If you have
good.
Nick Bosa, they play way too much press. They play
Hmm.
so much press. They should probably not play as much press.
Hmm.
And then you're not getting any help from Hufanga. He makes great plays, but you're
Hmm.
not going to get much safety help from him.
And
Losing
then,
Jimmy Ward was probably a big loss for him. And then
but also
I'll
glad we got to
finish.
play him.
Can I
Oh,
finish
sorry.
one
Go
more
ahead.
thought
Sorry. Go ahead.
about the
Yeah.
Niners?
Mhm.
Uh, I know Trent Williams is probably the best tackle of this generation, but wow, he has been so important to that O line because they're
Mhm.
definitely struggling without him.
Oh, they are bad without him. They are very bad without him. Um, big addition for the Niners though, getting Chase Young this week, so that definitely helps. Definitely,
I knew they'd do something too because
yeah,
if the Seahawks get better, they're going to do it too. It's a
yeah.
bidding war. It's
I'm
you're not playing in a vacuum. I knew
yeah,
honestly, I'm just happy they didn't get Johnson from the
yeah,
Bears.
right, yeah. So I'm glad the Bengals got him before Chase Young or before they got Chase Young. On the Bengals side of things, we back. Lead back.
Yeah.
Oh man, Joey B looked good. He looks so good, man. He completed like 88% of his passes, three touchdowns. Nixon had the best game of his year so far. Chase still looks unguardable. Higgins can actually catch the ball now. Boyd, Yosavash, Trent Irwin, they're all getting involved. Irv Smith, we won't talk about you. Basically every single offensive weapons contributing. The offensive line held up great. I think only one sack on the entire day against a defensive line that has it does have Kinlaw, but he doesn't play much. Talking about Bosa, Armstead, Hargrave. Not a bad defense or a very good defensive line, actually. And the offensive line looked great. Defensively, still very much a bend but don't break, but they did actually look better in this game than they did against Seattle in that regard. And that they forced more did they force 3 turnovers against Seattle or just a two?
think
I think it was just a
two.
two. Yeah, so they had 3 against San Francisco. But they were doing a good job of stopping them before they even got into field goal range. They were coming with key sacks. Trey Hendrickson's actually having a career year, which is saying a lot because he's had 2 other career years since he got to Cincinnati. Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt, both came up with huge plays. DJ Turner is going to be a star. I'm going to tell you right now,
he's
going to be
really
a
good.
Star.
And I'm totally Lou Anarumo can really coach DBs.
Oh, Lou Anarumo. That what scares me is Lou Anarumo is going to be a head coach somewhere some year or next year. I mean,
you think so? You think that's given?
I think so. I think the only thing that would hold him back is his age and where the NFL is going. It's
hard. It's a risky hire hiring an older DC.
An older DC. Yeah, it's almost like, are we just getting Fangio 2.0?
And he's not. And like he's been a great defensive coordinator.
Fantastic.
He's not Fangio though. I mean, Fangio, I'd say is a step above, even if they're struggling a little bit. I still think he's probably the best defensive mind in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. Even if his assistants have largely turned out to be busts in other places.
I mean, Belichick's have too. Pete Carroll's have.
True. That's true.
It's hard being the coach in the NFL.
No doubt.
Yoshevich, your Bengals Bobo.
Yoshi. Yeah, that's all right. That's what I called him during the game. Bengals Bobo. Their play styles are completely different. Their body types are completely different. Their skill sets are completely different. But the one thing they have in common is like they're an undrafted or late round rookie who's a grinder who's gonna end up making went to smart schools and is gonna end up making some plays. Just gonna find a way to get open in big moments and here's
another white wide receiver one. Is like great student, not just student of the game, but went to a great college.
Although Yosavash he's not white. He's not white. He's Hawaiian. So,
but still, that's one thing we've talked about though. One thing I forgot to talk about for the Seahawks Browns game, they handed off to Jake Bobo.
I love that
goal line. What was that?
It worked, man. It worked.
It worked. How do you let a guy who ran a 5-second 40 as a receiver score on a handoff? They had to run that eventually because what they've been loving to do is they go in like a 2 tight end set with Bobo as a split out wide off the line, motion for a split zone. They love doing that because Bobo's a good blocker. There's another white receiver, great blocker, technician. So that's kind of just telegraphed run to there. So you got to do that to keep them honest,
Yeah. Yeah, Cincinnati back on the right track, which is good to see. We don't talk too much about these last 2 games before we get into picks. Chicago going to LA, getting absolutely mollywopped. Tyson Bagent, you ain't it.
There was some fun story. Did you see his dad before the game? He was pretty cool. He had a bunch of he had a lot of championships for arm wrestling.
Oh, really? That's
they were talking about it. He was even like a goofy guy. He was really funny. They showed him a lot. Yeah. Bagent hugging him. But yeah, it's bad. It's bad in Chicago. Everett Flint's probably getting fired. I know he probably hasn't gotten a fair enough shake, but sorry, bud. Man. Them's the breaks.
Yeah. Another older defense coordinator.
Stop, hey, if your agent tells you to take a job in Chicago, fire him.
Yeah, right. And then Vegas going to
Speaking of
Detroit.
firings, oh,
McDaniels. Oh, we talked about the McDaniels firing on the Tuesday pod a little bit,
that's
but
right.
yeah, he sucks, man.
And Detroit didn't even
He
play that good
runs.
either.
No, they
They only
didn't. They
put
had
up
a bunch of
26.
turnovers. Yeah, they had a bunch of turnovers. Detroit was keeping them in the
Hmm.
game.
But you
Didn't
know
matter.
who had his breakout game?
Who's that?
Amir Gibbs.
Jameer
He looked
Gibbs.
great.
Jameer Gibbs looked amazing. Dude, he looked amazing. He looked good in the crowd
Hmm.
too. He was doing his thing. He
That
was
was
doing his
he
thing.
just went into the crowd. I haven't seen,
Yeah.
and he looked like normal size because he's so small.
It didn't even look weird. Yeah.
But
Um,
they didn't fire him that night though. They fired him the night after, which is
they
kind of
fired him the
weird.
night after on Thanksgiving. Or
Did
not
we talk about
Thanksgiving,
that fake
Halloween.
story you found that was really funny?
Oh yeah, the
Pull up
PF
that tweet.
Chang story.
Pull up that tweet.
Hold on, yeah, I need to find this. Dude, the PF Chang story was so good. I was so disappointed when I found out it was fake, man. I wanted it to be real so bad. Um, hold on here.
Getting a custom made fortune cookie.
You're out, hot shot. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. We got it
Oh
right
man,
here.
that one was so funny. I really wish it was true.
Davis seemed to take it in stride at first. You're fired, hot shot. Oh man.
All right.
Oh
Apparently, the
man.
last straw for when McDaniels, who is well known around the league as the guy who goes all out for Halloween, came to the Raiders facility dressed as Mark Davis the day after losing to the Lions on Monday Night Football. Davis seemed to take it in stride at first. He appeared to laugh and even ordered his now trademark P.F. Chang's lunch delivered to Coach McDaniels to complete the look. After the two had eaten, Davis suggests McDaniels read his fortune cookie, which read, "You fired, hotshot," according to multiple sources who viewed the dessert. Viewed the dessert. That's funny.
I love that, man. I wish it was real. Honestly, if I ever got fired with a fortune cookie that said "you're fired, hot shot," I wouldn't even be.
I'd take it.
I would take it in stride. I'd be like, "All right, you know
Okay,
what? Fair
okay. I
play.
got
That
I
was
got something
awesome."
for you. I got an idea for you.
Yeah.
Um, if we're in Vegas for the Pac-12 championship game, which I think is a given by now because we can
Oh
lose one
yeah.
and we'll be in.
Yeah.
Shit, we might have to start booking tickets, my guy.
We might have to start looking at it. Probably. I mean, I can drive up too, so I don't. We just
Oh,
have to be at the
true.
hotel. Just have to be at the hotel.
Um, get a PF Chang's Mark Davis style. One of our meals has to be his order. Maybe go
Oh,
to the one he goes
100%.
to and hang out with him.
Oh, if we ran into Mark Davis at PF Chang's, that'd be awesome. My brother's a Raiders fan. I'd take a selfie with him. Um,
Respect to him for getting rid of that because he should needed to go.
yeah,
That
he
wasn't
did.
one that would take a couple years and be fine, in my opinion.
No,
All right,
it was
let's get
toxic
into
from the
this
start.
week's picks.
There we
I am
go. All
up
right.
by one. I'm holding on to my lead. It's getting shorter. I think 2 weeks in a row you slimmed me down by one.
I've closed in the gap. So, Dolphins going to Frankfurt. The Chiefs are also going to Frankfurt to take on. Well, the Chiefs. They're playing. The Dolphins and Chiefs are playing in Frankfurt. I could
Am
have
I
delivered
waking
that more
up at
eloquently,
6:30 for this game tomorrow?
dude. Arizona doesn't have time shift. I don't have to wake up super early. I mean, I still have to
Oh,
wake up. 7:30
I'm
is still
losing
early,
an
but
hour too. God
no,
damn
you
it.
guys are no. You're gaining an hour. You're going back an hour.
Yes.
Fall back.
Yes. Thank gosh.
Arizona stays the same. So basically, I go from being on Pacific time to being on Mountain time, like
Mm-hmm.
overnight, which is kind of annoying. But
Mm-hmm.
um,
No, I'd rather have your situation though.
I don't
I'd
know if
rather
I would.
our time just stay the same.
No, true. I wouldn't. I don't mind the time staying the same if it's for every
Mhm.
country or every state in the country. The problem is when it's just Arizona. That's where it's like I'm on Pacific time today. This time tomorrow I'll be on Mountain time. So like
Mm.
the Bengals game on Sunday Night Football doesn't even start till 6:20 instead of 5:20.
Oh, that sucks.
That's kind of brutal. So that part of it sucks.
That's awful.
So if the whole country didn't change, that'd be fantastic. But
Oh, it's gonna be
it
so
does.
dark tomorrow for Sunday Night Football.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man, and I was already feeling that a little bit too. It's like, oh, it's gonna get so much worse.
Yeah. So Miami going to Frankfurt to take on the
Oh,
Chiefs.
so excited for this game.
Oh, this is a great international game, man. Chiefs favored by 1.5 here. Chiefs are the home team here, so I guess I'm making my pick. I'm gonna go with the Finns. I think they get it done. I think they're just playing better football right now. I
Hmm.
think the Chiefs are probably gonna be a little aggravated after last week, so they're not gonna have the stinker they did in Denver. But I think the Dolphins are just playing better football right now. So give me
I
them with
like
one
the
and a half points.
Finns. I like the Finns with the point and a half as well. They got to travel.
Hmm.
The Chiefs got to travel a decent amount further, about 3 hours probably, right?
Yeah,
And they're a bit more affected by the time. Oh wait, no, yeah, they're playing. That's so weird, man. It is what it is, but
yeah.
maybe it'll look like last year. I really hope this is a close, competitive, fun game, unlike
Hmm.
last year's Frankfurt game, which one team just came out as a stinker. Um,
Hmm.
I
Remember it well.
fear that it will be a blowout by one team.
Yeah.
I think it will be. I don't know who, but it will be. Sorry, what were you saying? If ask if I remember.
The Seahawks Bucks game last year.
Oh, that was a rough one. I woke up at 6 for that.
Well, it looks like the Seahawks woke up for six at like they looked like they
The
played
only
the like
fun,
they
the only good thing that happened was
was the pick
the
by
Tariq was
the Reek Woolen pick when
Tariq Woolen getting a pick off, the worst
Brady.
trick play ever, probably up there with the Colts fake punt. To be honest,
Yeah.
you have a running back throwing across the field to Tom Brady.
Not great.
That
Not
one
great,
was
Bob.
that I didn't get that one. That was like, oh gosh, yeah, Todd, what are you doing here, Byron Leftwich? You
So
you practiced this and said, yes, this will be good for our game plan. It's not like it was a Philly special. They split him out and they covered him. You know what happens when he's covered like that? You check the play. Oh my God.
didn't matter the end result
Oh
score
yeah.
though, but
Seahawks sucked that game though. But never
yeah.
forget you mossed the goat.
You know, to go. That's if Reek Woolen doesn't nothing else in his career, and he will, but if he doesn't, he'll always say he can moss Tom. He always moss Tom Brady.
There's gonna be a
Um,
picture of him in his house probably catching the ball over Tom Brady.
yeah.
That's just what you dream of.
Yeah. Moving forward here, Minnesota going to Atlanta.
Ooh, this is
Falcons favored by
mine.
3.5. Taylor Heineke
New
starting for
quarterback,
Atlanta, and
but
Jaron Hall, I believe,
oh
starting for
gosh,
Minnesota.
Jaren Hall is horrible. Give me the
Yeah,
Falcons plus 3.5, minus 3.5. I know they're
I agree.
bad, but
Hmm.
but Jaren Hall is really bad. He
Yeah.
looked bad in the preseason against threes.
I believe Jaron. Let me confirm that Jaron Hall is starting. I'm pretty sure he is, but I just want to
Yeah, it's
confirm
it's
real fast.
confirmed.
Is it okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then yeah, give me the yeah, give me the Falcons as well. Oh boy, -10. Okay, so
Ooh.
Cardinals going to Cleveland, take on the Brownies. Cardinals getting 10 points. This is now Clayton Tune led Cardinals team.
Oh
Um,
gosh. Oh, I want to touch this with a 10-foot pole.
give me you see, PJ Walker is still the starter. Actually, let me confirm that. Is PJ Walker still the starter? Hold on.
Gotta set my lineup. Jeez.
PJ Walker. PJ Walker. I've not seen any news. Um, is PJ? Hold on. Okay, I need to forget Twitter. We're going to Google. PJ Walker. Um, back to bench with Watson in. Okay, so PJ Walker. So Watson's back. Watson's back starting. Um, I don't know if it really matters. But I guess I'll go Cleveland -10 just because I have no faith in Clayton Tune to be a competent NFL quarterback.
Imagine having to go to Cleveland
Yeah, against that
in
defense.
November for your first game right on Lake Erie. That's tough, man. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole, but yeah, it's you're starting Clayton Tune, man, and he wasn't even that good of a quarterback in college.
So Tatum Browns.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Oh,
Okay,
this
so
one's
Rams
mine.
going to Green Bay. Rams getting three
Okay,
points.
we need some confirmation because is
So Matt
Stafford
Stafford is
out?
not playing. Matt Stafford is, or I don't know if he's out, but he's not starting. They've confirmed that Brett
He's
Rippon is starting.
questionable.
Yeah.
Brett Rippin. Oh God, this is horrible. I'm gonna take Rams +3 just
Mm-hmm.
because I think McVay can scheme it with the best of them. I think when you have backup QB, you know your limitations a little bit more. They're going to lean into the run game. It's going to be low scoring. I like the Rams as a team and as coached better than the Packers. Give me Rams with the points.
Rams have or Packers have 2 wins. Yeah, they're 2-5. Okay, and they're on a 4-game losing streak. They lost to some bad teams in that stretch. Yeah, I'll also go with the Rams +3 there. Um, there you go. The
The
Commies going to the Patriots. Here we go. This is a little Cold War
Commodores.
matchup. The Commodores, which again would be a much better name. Thank you for that, Jim Nance. Um, the
You better
Commies
trademark
taking
that.
honestly, Commies going to New England to take on the Patriots. A little Cold War matchup here. Patriots
Yes.
-2.5 here.
Bing. That's a bing right there.
There you go.
That's got to that
Um,
this game's got to be called the Cold War.
Now, honestly, until the colonies change their name, this game better be called the Cold War. Even though it only gets played once every 4 years. Um,
Not anymore. It's probably going to get played next year because these two teams are probably
no,
going to be
year after
last.
next, but it's every other year though.
Oh, that's stupid.
So it won't be again next year till the year after. But yeah, so Washington, shoot, so the last
Ugh,
time they played
ugh.
Philly close, they had a major letdown the week after. But man, the Patriots suck, man.
Take the
Give me
under on this one.
Yeah, give me the commies +2.5. The Patriots suck. At least Sam
Ugh.
Howell can sometimes be fun.
After they traded away Chase Young and Montez Sweat, this team's going to be out of it. Give me the Patriots, $2.5 or favorites.
I didn't even think about that. All right. I'm sticking to my guns, but yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. I think Sam Howell still gives them more life though than the Patriots
Hmm.
offense could. So
-8.
speaking of Montez
Oh
Sweat, the
God.
Saints, that the Montez Sweat's new team goes to New Orleans to take
Poor
on the
Montez Sweat's like,
Saints.
I'm gonna get traded to a contender. They get traded to the Bears.
Bears. Actually, somehow a downgrade. Didn't know if it would be possible, but somehow a downgrade. Um, but yeah, the Bears going to New Orleans, Nolans. Saints favored by 8 points at home here. Who do you have, Mr. Jokin?
Oh shit, I gotta pick first. Oh
Yeah.
God damn, 8 points to the Saints. God, you fucked up picking the Bears last week. I'm not gonna do it. Give me the Saints -8.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I was really hoping you'd say that eight's too much, but nah, this Bears team's bad, man.
Superdome,
Yep.
Tyson
Yeah.
Bagent, Pumpkin.
Yeah,
Bears are
Saints
bad.
Saints +8 feels or -8. I mean, feels pretty reliable. Seahawks going to Baltimore. Little cross country action, which again the Seahawks have done very well in. However, the Ravens have also done very well in games against NFC opponents. Um, it's a battle of the first place team in the
This
NFC
is gonna be a
West versus the
tough
first
one.
place team in the AFC North. Here we go. The Ravens.
Shall I take it or shall you?
Yeah, I'll let you take it
All
first.
right,
You
give
let
me
me
my
take
boys.
Bengals
Give me my
first last
boys.
week. Okay.
This is a tough one just with all the numbers flying out there. Seahawks good at 10 a.m.s now. Ravens 17-1. I think six is a lot for contenders. So I
Mhm.
like 6 points. I think Seahawks lose, but six is a lot. So give me
Mhm.
six.
I'm gonna take the Ravens -6, man. I can't get out of my
Oh,
head what they did to Detroit, man. Like,
wins are against the spread though, but
no,
Detroit
true,
is less built for comebacks, I
true.
think, than the Seahawks.
No, true. That is true. But I don't know. The Ravens just feel like they're on a tear right now.
They look really good right now.
Yeah, they're tough at home. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it'll be a blowout by any means, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking Ravens are like win by like 8 or so, which would be right around 6. So yeah, give me the Ravens -6 there. But I
One,
would
I
love
don't
to be
like that
wrong.
stat down there. 1-7 in their last 8 games, November or later. Don't like
That's not
that.
great. That is not great at
Defense is
all.
peaking though. You got a lot
That
of
is
dudes
true.
on defense.
That is true. Um, Bucks at Texans, a weirdly fun game actually. If you told me this
That
game would be
sounds
fun when the game started,
fun.
this kind could be interesting. Tampa going to Houston. Houston's dropping 3 points here. Um, Give me the Bucks with the points. I think these are pretty two evenly matched teams. I could see it coming down to like honestly a field goal at the end.
Hmm.
I do think. I mean, I don't think CJ Stroud's going to start sucking by any means, but I think last week he kind of started to take his first rookie lumps. I could see that continuing into this week against a very good Tampa
Very good
defense.
defense. Yep. I'm gonna agree with you there. I like Tampa Bay with 3 points. Scrappy team.
Hmm.
Houston, probably got exposed a little bit last week, especially losing to the uh Panthers. It's a
Panthers,
tough
yeah.
L. Tough defense for a rookie quarterback. Complex defense.
Hmm.
Give me Bucks for 3. I like it.
There you go.
Oh,
Colts.
yuck, yuck, yuck,
Going to
yuck.
the Panthers, yeah, yuck bowl right here. A team with no offense versus a team with no defense. Stoppable force versus movable object.
Oh, that's a great one.
Um, Colts dropping 2.5 on their way to Charlotte. Must have dropped it on the team plane along with their defensive schemes. Panthers and then home team, so you're up.
Oh, that's me. All
Yeah.
right. Panthers are always when I get a little confused sometimes. Sometimes I feel like the Panthers should be an AFC team sometimes. Don't know why. Um,
Because all the other cat teams are actually no, I guess the Lions are also in the AF, or in the NFC too.
does Bryce have some more confidence now? The Panthers did not sell. They still got
They did
Brian
not. They
Burns,
got Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin. They kept all those dudes.
Frankie Louvu. Shoot, this is a tough one. Just because these teams are so equally bad, we do think the Colts are fun though, but the Panthers, give me the Colts with 2.5.
Okay, I agree.
Colts are fun.
I was hoping you take the Panthers there. No, I'm gonna go Colts -2.5. At least they can put points on the board. I still don't know if Carolina can.
Yeah, yeah. Colts are fun, baby. That's been one of the things we've been saying. Raiders are favored in a game. What?
I'll tell you why. And the Raiders are gonna win this ball game too because
Okay,
of
let's
the
hear it.
fired the head coach effect. Every year, the team you fire a head coach, you come out the
That's
next game and
not
you
true.
perform.
That's just total vibes thinking. It's not true.
It
Firing
happens, man.
coaches thing.
Dude,
No, it
Jeff
doesn't.
Saturday won last year. His only game he won was the first game he coached.
That's not real. The fired coach effect is not real.
The fired coach effect is so real, man. And plus, I think these are they're both really bad teams. Raiders are at home. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders -2 here.
Raiders are probably favored because of the quarterback, because it's probably whatever his name is again.
Tommy DeVito. Yeah. Danny DeVito.
Is Daniel Jones back yet? Can we
I
look at
don't
that? Can you get an injury report up
know.
for
Let's
me?
see. Daniel Jones. Yeah, let's
Because they
see
did
here.
put Tyrod on IR and Darren
Yep.
Waller too.
Actually, let's do Giants injury report here. Here we go. Tyrod Taylor. Okay, this is the Friday injury report. Daniel Jones. Oh, he no injury
Fully
designation. He's
practiced.
playing. There you go.
Give me the Giants. Raiders are bad. Giants +2.
I'm still taking the Raiders. Fired coach effect. And you know what? If this one fails me, I'll cede the point. Um, Cowboys going to Philly to take on the
Fun game.
Birds. Very
America's
fun
game of
game.
the week.
This is the late after. Yeah, this is
I'm
America's
watching a
game of the week.
CBS game this weekend. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. You don't get a lot of CBS games in Seattle. You guys I guess the Bengals
Foxy.
game was also on CBS.
Was it?
So,
Oh wow. Look at
yeah, it
us.
was. Yeah, look at you. A CBS featured team. It's okay. That's how I feel about Fox. So, Cowboys going to Philly. Cowboys suck against good
Quick
teams.
sidetrack though.
Yes,
The
please.
CBS college football intro is better than their NFL intro.
Oh
How
no,
hot is that?
the CBS is no. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love CBS's NFL intro. It might be my favorite, but their college intro is iconic.
Bad take. Bad take.
No,
It's not a
yeah, I love CBS. I think the
I
CBS
agree with
NFL
the
intro.
college one. I don't think their NFL theme is that good.
Get
Might be my
out!
fourth or fifth. Might be my fourth or
You're
fifth.
fired, hot shot.
Ah, um, Cowboys Eagles. This is gonna be fun. Oh, this could be a fun one. How about them Cowboys? They're knocking off the Eagles, who have not been looking too sharp lately.
Wow.
Give me three with the boys.
I'm actually going Philly. I'm going Philly
Oh,
-3. I just every time Cowboys play a good team, they struggle. I don't know, man. In Philly, yeah, I feel good about the Eagles in
hmm.
this one. Um, it's a fun one though. It's a fun
I'm
one.
excited for that. There's
If
such a
the
good slate of
Eagles
games.
lose this game and the Seahawks win, no, never mind. The Seahawks or Eagles would still be half game up because the win. But yeah, it's a good slate of games. Here's the nightcap.
Oh
Bills
yeah, the
going to
Seahawks. How
Cincinnati.
much in position are the Seahawks for the one seed?
So the Seahawks, so if the Seahawks are 5-2 and the Eagles are 7-1, so if the Eagle just because they played an extra game, so if the Seahawks win
Yeah.
and the Eagles lose, the Eagles will still be ahead, but they'd be the same in the loss column. The Eagles should have the extra win.
Mm, that's crazy. If you would have told me that after week one, I wouldn't be thinking that.
Me neither, man. Me neither.
Take the
If
lead
you
up,
told me
but
that after they lost to the Bengals, I wouldn't believe it, honestly. So
well, that was pretty recent to be honest.
yeah, true.
I expected that to be a loss.
Yeah.
Um, Such a great slate though. I got my games: Seahawks, Ravens, Cowboys, Eagles. Then this one, three great games in a row.
Yeah. And the Chiefs Dolphins in the morning. So you could say four great
Gosh,
games in a row.
four great games. Four great
Yeah.
games. I'm loving it.
So Buffalo going to Cincinnati, return to the Damar Ham. There's going to be so much Damar Hamlin talk.
Oh yeah, he's gonna
Going
get
into the
honored
game.
probably.
Oh yeah, definitely. He'll be honored with the I did see something on Facebook earlier today, and don't get me wrong, Facebook is not my go-to source for NFL stuff, but I follow a couple Bengals fan pages on there. But I did see a post saying that the Bills should walk out on the first play.
With
Damar
10
Hamlin's
players.
the only guy. No, Damar Hamlin's the only guy on defense, and the Bengals intentionally take a delay of game, which the Bills decline, just kind of as like a sign. And I commented, Jamar, run a 9.
Like
I would
dancing into the end zone, huge spike.
No, but Jamar said if he scores a touchdown on Sunday Night Football, he's gonna jump into the crowd and do like the camera thing to honor Ocho Cinco. And Ocho replied saying that he would pay the fine for him. I hope so, man. But anyway, sorry. So
Does
back on
Ocho
track.
Cinco have money for that though? Isn't he in
Oh yeah,
tough
no.
financials?
Oh no, Ocho Cinco finds a way to get money, man. But Ocho Cinco is money. Let's be real.
Was it Ocho
Anyway,
Cinco or Terrell Owens who did like
I
the
think it was
workout
To. I think it was To
in
that
front of
was
his
doing
home? You
it.
know exactly what I'm talking about. He like was suspended and is working out and talking to the press in front of his house.
Yeah.
That generation of Devo receivers was
Oh,
wild.
dude. And To and Ocho were on the same Bengals team at one point, man.
That's right.
I love Ocho, man.
You ever
He's
see the TO 2013 Seahawks training camp footage?
yeah,
Didn't
man.
look too bad.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
still he's
the other rumor of who the Seahawks were going to add to the roster for the Super Bowl in 2013. You hear
who's
this one?
that?
Take a guess.
Trying to think of an old receiver. Randy Moss?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that would have been fun. At that point, he was just ring chasing because he was on San Francisco the year before and they lost the Super Bowl.
That's right. I always forget about that.
Yeah, he didn't do much for
Well,
that. So
it
that
was
team
that
though.
it was Pete Carroll's obsession with the big receiver, especially ones that were
Hmm.
past their prime. They never worked. The first time it ever, because he did it in like USC had a lot of success with that. The first time it ever worked was DK. That was the
Hmm.
first, because every year he was either picking up on free agency or drafting a tall, big receiver, and they were always bums. Brandon Marshall with the Seahawks, horrible,
Oh yeah, no, it did not
horrible.
work.
Good
Did
guy,
not
but it
work.
was bad.
Yeah.
But he had like an obsession with that. I really wish he was more obsessed with recreating Reggie Bush, Lendale White than a big receiver.
Hmm.
This is the first time he's done that though, with Walker and Charbonnet.
Yeah. But anyway, so getting to Bills Bengals here.
Floor is yours, my friend.
I'm gonna take the Bengals. I know, Homer pick here, but they seem to have the Bills number. Past obviously the Jamar Hamlin game didn't get finished, but they were rolling well in that game. The first 10 minutes of it, they looked like they were on pace to score 50, man. And then in the playoff game in Buffalo in the snow, they lit it up. Um, it's a different Bills team and a different Bengals team. I think actually the offensive line in Cincinnati's better now than it was in that game. In
Hmm.
fact, I don't think that's a controversial take. I think it's much better. I also think they're just kind of hitting their stride at the right time. The defense is playing
Hmm.
well. And Buffalo don't I mean Buffalo's winning games. I mean they lost they barely beat the Giants.
Burrow looks
Lost
healthy,
to the
the healthiest he has
Patriots.
all year.
Definitely Burrow looks way healthy. I mean, he's running for first downs now. It looks like it's not even bothering him at all anymore. So give me Bengals minus 2.5. I don't think it'll be like much more than 2.5. Like I could definitely see Bengals winning on like a walk-off field goal or something. But yeah, give me Cincy.
Hmm. I'm gonna agree with you there. Yeah, just looking where these teams are trending, right?
Mhm.
Uh, since he's really hitting their stride, and Bills have just looked suspect. Looked like we've been talking a little bit about it. That seat's getting a little warm over in Buffalo. It's not the hot wings.
It's not the hot wings. So
All right, breaking
ooh,
news alert. There is a video. Someone just texted this to me. There's a video of Anna Marie Cause kissing Harry the Husky after the game.
some weird fan fiction or
No, there's a video. Oh my, what the
oh
hell is
no. Oh
this?
no, I believe it, but sounds like some weird Washington fan fiction.
All right, I'm sending it to you in the messenger.
Oh no, I'm terrified. I'm terrified.
Anna Marie Cause is just a goofy lady.
Yeah. All right, let's pull up Facebook. I don't pull up Facebook very often. Let's see. While I'm pulling this up here though, let's talk a little Chargers
Chargers.
going to the
Yuck.
Jets. Two curse teams.
Hmm.
Yeah, you see, man, how would I feel about this? Okay, I'm watching the Harry the Husky video right now. They're dancing. I can see the dance. Oh, oh, that's interesting. Okay. I
Anna
didn't
Marie
need to see
Cause
that.
furry confirmed.
Yeah, that's what I'm taking out of that. Anyways, Chargers Jets. I know I said last week the Chargers aren't capable of blowing out teams, then they just blew out a team. Um, that was the Bears though. This is a they're on the road against a team with a great defense. Give me the Jets plus 3.5. I think the Chargers probably win, but give me the Jets plus 3.5.
Hmm. Is this the game that gets Brandon Staley fired? This is a tough one for me. I would have pounced on 1.5. I would have
Mm-hmm.
taken that. Um, this is a tough one. Give me the Jets. Low scoring.
Low scoring. I like it. I
Hmm.
like it. Well, there you go.
One, because the Jets have a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Two, because Zach Wilson's bad.
That's true. That's it. Um,
You can't tell me that offense, how it did rain a lot in East Rutherford, but
that's not an excuse for that performance. That was
that was
horrible.
bad. That
There
was
you go.
bad.
Well, there we got it.
If
That's
if
NFL Week 9.
if the
Or sorry, go ahead.
Chargers offense looks really good, elevate Kellen Moore.
I agree. I agree.
If the Chargers
There.
offense wins the game for them, do that. All right, here's our picks. These are differences. I got New England minus 2.5. You got the commies in the Cold War
The
plus two
Cold
and a
War.
half. I got the Seahawks +6. You got the Ravens -6. I got the Giants +2. You got Vegas -2. And I got the Cowboys +3, and you got the Eagles -3. So it flips just the favorite thing reversed it just again, just like it did last time.
I feel like it's
Um,
gonna be a 2-2 week. I have feeling 2-2 this week.
I think so too. Yeah,
I think I actually, I mean, in hindsight, I think I could
you're
definitely
gonna
miss
regret
on
that one. You're gonna
I'm gonna
regret that
regret
one.
the Raiders and the commies. I feel strongly about the Ravens and the
Hmm.
Eagles though.
I mean,
So
probably a little homer in me. You have good precedent with how they treated the Lions.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm going off of. But um, all right, there you go. That's NFL Week 9. Any closing thoughts, Mr. Jokinen?
I'm still reeling from the Huskies win today, man. Just
We'll
enjoying the
talk about
ride.
that on. We'll talk about
We're
that more on
9
Tuesday.
and
We're
oh
9 and
oh, you
0.
can't expect me not to talk about it after it just happened an hour
Oh no,
ago.
no, for sure. Don't get me
I'm still
wrong.
wearing
Don't
my
get me wrong.
jersey. I got a W on it.
I'm still wearing the polo I was wearing during the game. So
Yeah. But what's a good one for this week? If one of us wakes up at 6 a.m. to watch the Frankfurt game, all of us wake up at 6 a.m. for it. One of us click like, all of us click like, and one of us subscribe, all of us subscribe. Thanks, folks. Have a good, awesome slate of football this weekend.
it's gonna
Today
be great.
delivered in college.
Day
Tomorrow's going to
delivered.
deliver.
Let's go. Drive safe, everyone. Have a great rest of your night and enjoy daylight savings. I know very few of
Ugh.
you will.